Hi, my friends. My name is Trey Smith, and this is my channel on YouTube and Odyssey. And today I'm talking about repurposing black magic money curses. Intergalactic planetary, go intergalactic planetary, go intergalactic. I'm cool like that. We rule like that. Only the real ones will see that the Christ is all within you and me. Repurposing the black magic money curses takes a lot of skill, talent, and finesse, or at least a little, and a good amount of courage, self respect, discernment, and more social skills than I have had. I haven't, although I have sometimes achieved this as a one man band, simply pulling some shamanic tricks, some Hioka Coyote stunts during my one man band shows. I was able to share a little bit of the frequency of Christ within my set. Um, yes, in abundance consciousness, you realize that you can have many sources of currency and not just paper money, but many sources of that if you need. And what we need is participation in knowledge, around knowledge, truth, and clarity. Jordan Peterson says, use your talents to share your privilege. You know, we're sitting on the wealth of all of history, he says, if you're living in the so-called first world. He says, use your talents to share in the privilege. Participation in knowledge, truth, and clarity. There's a man I know, and he was kind of hiding at UCSC from New York City. Good natured guy. The problem is he knew about the bankers' deceptions. He knew about the frauds. He knew about the fraudulent creation of the FED. And one time I asked him, and he also he claimed that Michelle Obama was a man, as well as Melinda Gates. They were both originally men, which kind of made the whole thing seem unbelievable to me. But he said, "There's no way you can get to that level of power in this inverted black magic cult if you don't do that." Now that's the kind of statement that makes these people seem less credible, right? But one day I said to him, now because he only made money as far as I knew, dealing cannabis or designer drugs, and so one time I asked him, I said, "Do you not?" Because he had a high IQ and he didn't have anything physically wrong with him, and he's smart. And I said, "Do you not participate in the system of earning money because it's how corrupt, how insane and sick and corrupt these 1% are?" And he said, "Well, of course." So, but on the other hand, the ways that he made money, if he had been more consistent with it, perhaps I might still see him around. Or if he had the faith to blow to bring it to a higher frequency or make it legal. You see, that's the key. We have to do things that serve others, that help others, not in some. See, that's why what I'm doing now for housing is not sustainable because it's not legal. So, however, this sharing I could sustain because it is. So, see, I'm working through toward the sharing of. Um, but see, being able to do this also, I'm demonstrating the fact that you can do something else with your money besides be a slave for this box. Now, again, if you had children, if you have a sexy looking female girlfriend or wife, I know it's like, it seems like unless she has a lot of faith in the Christ, it's going to be risky to try to do it in a tent. So, but you have to realize on this same level that we are under, for many years, ever since the imposition of rent through the violence of these conquistadores around here, for example, particularly places such as LA, Santa Cruz, San Francisco, we have this worldview lockdown. Again, even if you want to go take it to ancient history, back to the days of Lemuria, when we'd be smashed by the dinosaurs, we kind of had to accept reality that the predators put forth. So there's this a lot of healing that needs to go in a lot of people's subconscious from this. My spirit guides told me to write these words down when I was writing notes. Worldview lockdown. It's a heavy problem. So, and the money system does this, obviously. So knowledge is power. We have the Nephilium reversal grid pylons, the selenite, the implanted selenites, or the programmed selenites in the earth, or massive selenites. Is this like having the shots forced on the earth a long time ago, the grand experiments, having the stargates closed? But on the other hand, gnosis is freedom. Remember, loneliness is for the obedient 3D person in a box. Loneliness is a fake reality. Take care of yourself is the slogan of the lonely, the slaves, the little me reality. Is the welfare system designed to give someone compassion for these vampire 1% so that you don't want to speak out? Um, Compare loneliness, wage slavery to codependency, okay? Compare that to co-interdependency. Well, co-interdependency is the reality, okay? We're all in this together. We all got to take care of each other. The respectful earth community is the future, the reality that we're in. And there's no hiding necessary. All hiding is just for the false, the fake, the narcissistic predator entities, the New World Order, fake ass, inverted Nazi society. Co-interdependency is the reality. It takes a village of awareness for one person to wake up. Food, coffee, and weed. Ideas also take and build communities. I consume. I use the money. In other words, I use the black magic money system to purchase organic food, organic cannabis, organic coffee, and to build ideas and community through the online service of YouTube. Thank you, folks. Seeing clearly destroys how the black magic money system, international system, can control you. Man. Just seeing through it, and you have to see how it prevents healthy, intentional communities. As I've said before, the slogan of money, divide and conquer, the high rents, taxes, and narcissistic predator entities, all the obedience to the black magic money system has made it so that there's no communities in Santa Cruz in the last 5 years. They removed most of them. I remember one time across from Safeway on the west side of Santa Cruz, they would have these two dudes, old men, sitting in metal chairs in the yards as guards. But they had bunk beds. They finally got caught after a few years. They had bunk beds in the garage, triple bunk beds. Over 40 Mexicans were living in this one house, smaller house. This is how you defeat the system, okay? Use the system against it. These people knew how to do it, but they got busted. I mean, that was pretty amazing that they had that many people in one house. But when the rent is insane, when you know that the property managers are or my friend DB called them the Rockefeller men, so they were sent in here, according to some of my sources, 10 years before I was born, to implement this black magic money curse system on places like Santa Cruz in particular, sexy cold water paradise type places. Okay, for example, you have to learn how to think outside of the box and do outside of the box. And this way, you can earn money, cash, work an hourly wage job, and not be a slave necessarily. Or especially if you run your own business, artisans, musicians, entrepreneurs have shown us the way how to do this. They've shown us the way. Our friends who are successful entrepreneurs and musicians. We can also do what I'm trying to do here, even though I'm getting shadow banned, creating intentional online communities, local sovereignty. I mean, at one point that someone tried to make a local dollar, the sharing bank system of doing work trades, which often has failed because the paper money is not just because it's based in black magic, but it's similar to YouTube. It's just the most popular system, so people want to go there. It's popular. But we can still do it. Local sovereignty through knowing the organic farmers, as I do here. But again, you have to do the shadow work first, or the narcissistic spirits are going to fuck it all up, at least around here. You tat till it's all us, man. Use their tools against them till it's only us, till the Christ is recognized as the authority, the one and only real authority, the Christ, the harmless, respectful, original Christ in our hearts. We are literally all one earth. Duh. This is the shamanic view. These earthly, fleshy suits are basically, Mother Earth's, some say, her nerve endings, her hairs, her arms, her fingers, Mother Earth's fleshy limbs. In the Seth materials, they call this rent system, this black magic money system of separation consciousness, the camouflage reality. I think that's a good way of putting it. Think about the Truman Show, but for all the obedient people, it's the Truman Show for them. I went to see the band Fish when they played all night for January 1st, 2000 on the Indian Reservation in Big Seminole Indian Reservation in South Florida. Exquisitely beautiful land there. And I actually played Old Lang Syne on this dead, huge, big cypress dead log with 20 hand drummers with a Martin backpacker guitar and a little mini amp. And right across from, and it was in a cypress swamp with they had Christmas lights on the stalactites and stalagmites, or that's what it looks like, stalagmites, the cypress roots coming up out of the mud. But right across from there, they had a cityscape scene. It looked like a city, but it was just particle board painted, right? Well, that's what this, the world that you believe in, if you still believe in the Matrix, really is. It's just a one-dimensional picture that you believe in. Like the money system is a fiction. The fiat currency, there's nothing in Fort Knox. It's all based in belief. We believe in it, right? There was a movie when I was in college. I saw in the movie theater in Brevard, North Carolina. I was in college there. It was called The Game. In the movie The Game, Sean Penn and Michael Douglas, one of them, they're brothers, and for his birthday present, he plays all these tricks on him where he's having to fight for his life and almost get killed. This whole, and it goes on, and it's exciting but scary. Is this a pretty good analogy of the best thing I could say about Satan, like the Gurdjieffian philosophy, like the grand adversary, that he's putting us through this lifelong series of tests to see if we get killed. If we don't, that's the best it has to offer us, if we don't break out of the matrix. We have to face the fact and never forget and always remember that scarcity is bullshit and abundance is the truth. Use money, make money, borrow it and take it if you have to, but use it while you're spending it and use it to spread awareness. And if you're smart, you'll learn how to earn money through spreading awareness, spreading freedom, truth, and ideally having fun and spreading love doing it. Abundance is the truth in the great one, the oneness. Money curses cause most separation. So break the spell by giving and sharing gnosis and space. It's your birthright as a free spirit and a human body. If you like this, click subscribe and create a great one. Click the notification bell for more. And I love you, family.